Hey, my dear friends, you're welcome, dear listeners, and our friends around the world, in Nigeria and around the world. This is Vital Health International, a health conversation to help you eat healthy, live healthy, and feel healthy, and spend less money on doctors, on hospital fees, and on medical bills. It is my desire and our desire as we go on to help you live out your life on earth as God planned for you to live out. That's why this health conversation is coming your way, and I do hope that by the end of this program and in the subsequent weeks, you will learn a lot.
I had a patient once. This was when I first started practicing. He came to me and he had a wound on the bottom of his foot. And I was like, this is a weird place to have a wound at the bottom of the sole of your foot. He said yes, that he had a nail in him and he was not aware, meaning the nerves in his feet were dead. He could not feel. And it's unfortunate because when that happens, and the foot is placed on the floor, the body is not aware of the positioning of the foot. So you step on something, the body does not know. Yes, you walk in a way and your toes are under this toe, the body does not know. So that leads to a lot of foot injuries. And we'll get to that about why you should see your foot doctor as a diabetic.
Yeah, that's very important. Yes. So now that you're talking about that, go ahead and mention it, because part of the treatment for diabetes is that apart from controlling what you eat, apart from controlling even your stress level too, apart from controlling how you behave, even your activity level, one of the other things is food care.
Yes, food care is very, very important. So like I just highlighted, if diabetes has been uncontrolled for a long time, one can lose sensation at the nerve endings, and you never know what those little sensations, what they do. It's just like walking and stepping on a Lego or stepping on a glass. You know, you flinch and you know there's something. But imagine if you didn't know.
That's right.
Then there's a wound there. You might notice because, oh, there are blood stains on the floor, and then you see. But then because there's diabetes and it's not controlled, there's excessive blood sugar, meaning germs will love that wound, meaning that wound will not heal, meaning it will get infected. And the infection would spread because there's blood all over the body and there's excessive blood sugar all over the body. So you need to see your doctors, especially your foot doctor too, when you're diabetic. They need to check, are the nerve endings good? If the nerve endings are not good, they need to fashion up good shoes for you that'll help your feet stay and your toes stay the way they need to stay when you're walking. They need to check, are the blood vessels good? If the blood vessels are not good, then they will work in conjunction with vascular surgeons to try to open up blood vessels, and even at times getting a graft. A graft meaning a blood vessel they can bring from other parts of your body or from a synthetic material to make sure blood reaches the places they need to reach. And at times I've said the blood and the nerves. So at times some people say they have neuropathic pain, and this is burning. It's your blood, it's your nerves crying. Yes, because the nerves are diseased, because the blood vessels are diseased, everything is diseased. And you see some people have amputations. This is something that can happen to uncontrolled diabetics.
You're welcome, listeners, to this program again, Vital Health International, with Dr. Joe Tarkon, and I am your host, Dr. Joe Tarkon. Vital Health is a program to help you eat healthy. It's a health conversation to help you eat healthy, live healthy, and feel healthy, and spend less money on doctors, on medical bills, and on hospital fees. And that's what we do. It's a health conversation. We believe with all of our heart that God put you here for a purpose. He wants you to live out your days. He doesn't want you to die prematurely. He doesn't want you to die too early until you have accomplished the reason why He put you here on earth. Family members will miss you. The world will miss you. So don't be in a hurry to die, because I know some people say, hey, listen, I want to, it doesn't matter. Something will kill somebody and you live your life anyhow. That's not what we do. And in order to make this practical, effective in your life, once again, I have with me in the studio the CEO of TellMD. TellMD is a company that has been set up to help manage your medical conditions in a way that is personal, in a way that is private, in a way that is specific, and in a way that is effective. With me in the studio once again is Dr. Toyin Opelami. You're welcome, Dr. Toyin.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. This program has been running for a while, and your program to take care of patients in Nigeria in particular is something that you said you developed a passion. You wanted to help the people in Nigeria, correct?
Yes.
Once again, what was the motivation for starting that?
So I'll go back again to my trying to find a balance within me for my family, having a child that was always leaving school because he had respiratory issues and needing to still be a mother, a wife, and a doctor, and the passion to still take care of my patients, knowing what I desire for them. So this brought me to telemedicine just before COVID, and with COVID everything blew up, and here we are today, looking to help Nigerians with healthcare accessibility, affordability, and quality care.
Wow. Those are three important words: accessibility, healthcare accessibility, affordability, and quality care. Now, some people don't like dealing with doctors at all. I'm sure you must have encountered some of them. They don't like dealing with doctors at all. Yes. They say doctors will always give you bad news. But here you are talking about access, affordability, and quality care. When you talk about quality care, what does that mean?
Quality care to me means you have someone who's listening to you, listening to your symptoms. You have someone who's looking for signs, screening, diagnosing, is there something going on with you? And you have someone who's discussing the plan of care with you, meaning you are involved in your care so that you feel empowered. Someone who's educating you and letting you know what health care, what health issues you have. So it's being empowered to be able to take care of yourself better.
That's great. Empowering the patient to take care of themselves. You said something very powerful. I mean, one of the complaints people have about doctors is that some of them don't listen.
Yes.
You know, before this, you start talking about, a patient will say, before I started talking about my disease condition, you were already writing. And this is so critical because listening requires a lot of empathy, isn't it?
Yes, yes. As humans, we are not people that listen well. Even when we are listening, we're already forming questions while listening.
Response.
So it takes a lot to be able to listen and hear. But when a patient or when someone comes to you, half of their problem is solved by you just listening and empathizing. And from you listening, you can pick up little things that would lead you towards a diagnosis that even the testing you are thinking you're going to do might not lead you towards that. But you just hearing the patient say one thing and you go, oh. So listening is very important in quality health care.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, let me give out the phone numbers to those of you who want to get in touch. We have the phone numbers to reach Dr. Toyin at TELMD across the world, across Nigeria. You can reach her on 0707 660 7330. 0707 660-7330. I'd like you to write this phone number down because if you don't need it today, you may need it tomorrow, and a family member or a friend may need it because they afford you the platform, the opportunity to call them any time of the day, 24/7. Okay, and there's an IG Instagram handle that you can also reach them. You can send them a private message on Instagram at TELMDNG, at TELMDNG, NG for Nigeria. And you can also send a Facebook message on TELMD, Facebook message TELMD. The website is telmdng.com, telmdng.com. Remember, TEL is TEL, that's the name of the company. Now, Dr. Toyin, this company, you want to, you're talking about accessibility for patients. How do they reach you? How do they get in touch with TELMD?
So whichever platform you go to, from what you said, whether social media, whether the web page.
On the website, yes.
Yes, the website. It links you up, the social media will link you up back to the website.
Okay.
And on the website, there are little buttons if you want to have a chat with us. You can click on the icon, it's a WhatsApp icon, you can click on it and instantly you'll be connected to a nurse and you'll be able to chat with us, or you can call If you click on it, it gives you an option to call. You can call in and talk to us. So it's easy to reach us.
Okay. So when you say call, we can call directly?
Yes,
please
and
they can call on WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so and at any time of the day?
Anytime
I wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning and I
there's
feel
something going on, there's someone there to talk to you.
Okay, and somebody there will talk to me and direct me, give me the appropriate medical directions, right?
Yes.
And link me up with a physician
Yes.
to attend to me. Some of the doctors, I understand, they are foreign trained doctors, and these are people who will really give you attention, and they will not only listen to you, they will ensure, because one of the experiences I've had running Vital Health International is the fact that some patients deal with doctors who are not honest enough with them. The doctors collect their money, but they don't attend to them properly. They just keep taking money. They don't order the right labs, or even when they order the right labs, they don't give it proper interpretation and do not advise the patient correctly. So that is something that TEL-MD has taken care of, because I know you. I know you are, a responsible person with integrity.
Thank you.
I know you're also a Christian leader.
Yes.
You and your spouse are Christian leaders. So for that, I am thankful that this program is coming across Nigeria to be a blessing, to be a help to people. Because one of the major drawbacks in our country is that our healthcare condition is terrible. It's really, really terrible. So for you to come in here as somebody who wants to help us, I mean, what a thrill, what a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We thank God.
Now, we talked about some of the topics we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, and I know the responses are coming in. We've talked about hypertension a lot, and part of the reason why we spend so much time on hypertension and diabetes, these are some of the diseases that they call silent killers.
Yes.
And in Nigeria, for instance, almost 40 million or over 40 million people who are almost exposed to diabetes. I remember something very funny when I was in med school. One of our professors, he said that he went to Lagos and he walked down the street and they did a study on people who were in the go-slow, the traffic situation. They took the blood pressure of everybody, and everybody's blood pressure
was hypertensive, I can imagine. That is stress. Yeah. Stress will come to contribute.
Yes. So that's part of why common things occur commonly. And we talk about this so that people can get awareness, get good education, and get good treatment. Now, what did you say, again, simple definition for hypertension?
So this is when blood pressure reading is greater than 130/80. Yesterday I had mentioned 90 because in my clinic I probably won't start treating you until your bottom number is greater than 90.
Yes.
But we talked about how to check it, usually first thing in the morning, sitting upright, feet flat, and you would have relaxed for at least 10 minutes, your arm at the level of your heart, and you check it. And we talked about your monitor, making sure it's well calibrated, meaning you've compared it to the analog one, and you've changed the battery in less than 3 months. So you checking your blood pressure this way, and you use the arm that has the highest blood pressure. That's the arm you would identify to check your blood pressure on every day. And getting an average after checking it 3 times, looking at which one looks like the middle one. Yeah. And that is what you use as your blood pressure reading for the day.
Yes. So I'm glad you talked about this reading again for blood pressure, because, yes, they tell us that sometimes high blood pressure has to be defined based on the demographics and the context of the community. But again, particularly American Cardiac Association had come up with this this formula where they say anything above 120 over 180, you need to be on guard. Yes. Once it's above 120 over 180, you need to be on guard. And what's your idea about, what do you think about people having blood pressure monitors at home?
I think it's a fantastic idea. Okay. I'm all about health education and the patient. Once you know, if you know more about what is going on with you, then you can treat yourself better.
Yes.
How do you know your medication is working well if you can't check it in the home and you just wait till when you see your doctor? But being empowered, having your monitor at home, seeing what your results are every day will let you know, oh, it is well controlled. Oh, it is not well controlled. I need to talk to my doctor.
Okay. So it's important for you to get a blood pressure monitor. This is what I'll say, particularly when there's a history of somebody in your family that has high blood pressure.
Yes.
And then you have, nowadays, it's funny because hypertension actually affects people in their 20s.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And not just about the familial inheritance, also the lifestyle.
Yes.
What people are doing to their bodies.
Yeah.
Are you exercising? Are you sedentary? Are you obese? What are you eating?
Yeah.
excessive processed foods. So you have to be careful. A lot of people are getting diagnosed actually in their 20s with high blood pressure.
So it's good if you are a parent. This is what I'll tell you. If there's a history of high blood pressure in your family, I would just say that buy a blood pressure monitor, keep it at home, so that you take your blood pressure regularly and just make sure that you are okay. And if you are okay, that's fine. And more so if you're on medication, because when you're on medication, you need to monitor the efficacy of this medication you are taking, so that it helps. If it's necessary for your doctors to adjust the medications, they can do that, right? Yes. Now, we also talked about diabetes.
Yes, we did.
And we said that diabetes, is it when you have jedi?
It's been a long time I heard that word, jedi. So we defined, or we said diabetes is a problem with sugar metabolism. And we said that when you check your blood glucose randomly, meaning at any time of the day, if it's greater than 200 milligrams per DL, or when you check when you've been fasting and it's greater than 126 milligrams per DL, or when you check the A1C, the glycosylated hemoglobin. And we talked about this being the glucose covering or layering on the red blood cells, and this gives you an estimate of your 3-month worth of sugar intake. So if you check that and it's greater than 6.4, that's an instant diagnosis of diabetes.
Okay, yeah. And when that happens, don't play around. Don't play around, because we call these diseases silent killers. There are other things that are silent killers. But this one particularly, they are prominent in our communities. A lot of people have it because of the kind of lifestyle modification that we have gone through by the introduction of westernization and urbanization. So a lot more people are beginning to have high blood pressure, and a lot more people are beginning to have diabetes. And these things are not well managed. And so what happens? They drop dead playing soccer.
The slumping syndrome.
The slumping syndrome. They die in their sleep. Sometimes they are playing a game, or they are in the chamber of the politics or political parties, and they slump there. And what do they say? Their enemies have killed them. Witches.
Okay, yes, but to me, you should get checked, because the slumping is not a disease. It's not a syndrome, it's a symptom. Something has to have been going on before one slumps.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I don't want also, I mean, we'll never have enough time to finish this, but there's another thing that is, as you know, from some of the responses that are coming, people are interested in some conversations, erectile dysfunction.
Oh,
okay?
Yes.
Yes. I know yesterday you touched it briefly, and I want us to just touch it again for those who are listening for the first time, who didn't have the benefit of listening to the previous episode. And we said, you said something about erectile dysfunction sometimes also being a problem of these two disease conditions, diabetes and hypertension.
Yes. Because nerve issues, blood vessel issues, nerve issues, especially with diabetes, blood vessel issues with diabetes and high blood pressure. But also hormonal issues could cause it, a low testosterone, at times thyroid. We talk about this thyroid often, and abnormal thyroid too could cause it. Diabetes on its own, even without the nerve, and it could cause it. So a lot of health issues could cause erectile dysfunction, and even some infection. That's why we talk about vaccinating your child.
Vaccinating your children. You are getting into dangerous conversation.
Making sure they get the mumps vaccine. Because if people have mumps as a child, at times it could lead to impotency as an adult. So vaccinate your child.
Wow. Well, I'm going to ask you a few. Okay, I'll get back to that, this erectile dysfunction thing. Now that you've touched vaccination, let's just talk briefly on vaccination. Because there are people, and these are some of these are powerful political leaders, and some of them are powerful Christian leaders who say that you don't need to be vaccinated. Because they say there's something satanic about vaccines. There's something, curious about vaccines. They've come up with all these conspiracy theories about vaccine. From your experience, how bad are vaccines?
I'm a vaxxer. I support vaccination. I was vaccinated as a child.
Okay.
My family, my brothers were vaccinated as a child. Nobody had mumps in my house. We probably all had measles or chicken pox at some point in time, but it could have been worse.
Yes.
Some people say, oh, I got the flu vaccine, I got COVID vaccine, and I still had it. But it could have been worse. It could have been worse. We remember when COVID started and we were all, oh, how is this going? And then the vaccine came out. A lot of people died before that. So think about it. Vaccination works.
And it saves lives.
And it saves lives. Yes, even aside from mortality, there's the morbidity part of it.
Yeah.
Yes, because look at something like mumps now. If children don't get vaccinated,
yes,
and then they have mumps and develop orchitis, which is inflammation of the testes, and that happens, in future they could become impotent.
Yep.
And there's no replacing that.
There's none.
There's no replacing
that.
that.
And then in future when they can't produce children and you begin to blame everything on the woman, it is because you as a parent did not believe in doing the right thing for your children and for your family. They did not get vaccinated. You won't believe it. I had measles, was it? No, not measles. I had chickenpox as an adult. And chickenpox can be rapidly fatal in adults. But somehow I survived it. If I did not get vaccinated, I can imagine what would have happened to me. And this has happened to many other people. Yes, you talked about COVID. I saw how people died during COVID who did not believe in the vaccine. And I remember a particular guy who was a radio talk show host it was reported that before he died, he actually told his friends that they should go and tell his listeners that he made a mistake, that they should change their mind and get vaccinated. But that's all because of the personal mistake that he made. So, yes, I thank you very much for emphasizing the fact that people need to be vaccinated.
I also remember now we are talking about vaccination and we're talking about diabetes.
Yes.
Now there's the recommendation that adults or people who do blood testing, especially in diabetes, should get vaccinated against hepatitis B. Because it's a blood-borne disease, and because you're testing all the time, it increases the risk.
The risk of getting hepatitis B.
Yeah, so the three-step series of hepatitis B is recommended in people who have diabetes. Yes.
Yeah, so that's important because again, I've listened to some Christian leaders say, "Oh, don't get vaccinated; it will cause something like fibroid." I listened to one Christian leader said vaccines will cause fibroid. That's why some people got vaccine or autism. It's not true, my friend. You need to get vaccinated. Now, so we're talking about erectile dysfunction, how the nerves or the blood flow to the male organ, the penis, can be affected because of the diabetes that affects the blood vessels or hypertension. So, and when this happens, the man cannot keep an erection, and they blame the woman for, not doing what you ought to do.
I don't know how you can blame the woman for not being erect, but it can happen. I agree with you. It can happen. But yes, what you're saying, erectile dysfunction is an issue with sustaining.
Yes.
No, having an erection, sustaining it to completion of sexual intercourse.
Yes.
So it's not just being able to have an erection. You have to be able to sustain it to completion, to orgasm.
Yes. So, and when that happens, what do you want the guy to do? Like we said, because listen, I know a case where every time the man had a problem, he said it was the wife who was causing. It was the wife who caused the problem. So when that happens, I know it's a condition that affects a man's ego. But what do you suggest? Does he need to see a doctor or what? Or just hide it?
Yes. Not just because of erectile dysfunction alone, because it's a harbinger. If it's from something like a blood vessel disease.
That's right.
Yes, we talked about this yesterday, that the blood vessel being affected is not just the one that goes to the penis. It's the same blood vessels that get to the heart, that gets to the brain.
Okay.
So if there's erectile dysfunction, what's to say that a heart attack won't happen? A stroke won't happen? So if people have erectile dysfunction, don't believe that, it's only older people. Don't believe that, there are so many myths associated with it that it doesn't need to be treated. Yes, it needs to be treated, and it needs to be treated appropriately. One has to find out why before treating it. It's not just swallowing the blue pill. You have to find out why.
So that's very important. When you get the treatment, so you find out what's causing the condition, and then you want to see a doctor. You don't want to hide it. You don't want to pretend that it does not exist. That does not mean that you go around telling everybody, or you go to a prayer meeting and you are not sitting in the prayer meeting.
If you are comfortable with it, Dr. Takan, if you think that, I need to announce it and this is the instruction I got.
But you need to see a doctor and then follow doctor's prescription. If you're given medication, you need to take it, do the exercises that you need to take, you need to do, get medications. Some of these disease conditions that will affect either your testosterone level, affect the blood pressure, affect your sugar level. You want to comply and just ensure that you get properly treated.